Hey everyone, my name is Perry and welcome back to the cassette phase. So I mentioned this briefly in my recent Retropalooza video, but I am setting off on a new video game adventure. Now, I've never been a real serious gamer, but I did grow up with the Nintendo and the Super Nintendo, and I still enjoy playing games from those systems to this day. You know, I received the NES for Christmas back in 1986, and we hooked that thing up to a little black and white TV at my grandparents' house in Arkansas. And we fired up the original Super Mario Brothers, and away we went. And then fast forward to 1991, when we received the Super Nintendo for Christmas. And I can still remember to this day having my mind blown by games like Super Mario World and F-Zero. And as I grew older and went off to college, I remember my roommate having an N64. And I used that thing to play games like Ocarina of Time and Super Smash Bros. And then later on, I picked up a GameCube myself, and I remember having a blast playing games like NCAA football and SSX Tricky and The Wind Waker. And in recent years, I've used, emulation and things like the Nintendo Switch and the Super Nintendo Classic to go back and revisit some of my favorite games from my youth. And like I mentioned, I still enjoy doing that. But as I was walking around Retropalooza, which is at its core a retro video game convention, I started to get that itch. You know, the itch that collectors get. And I kind of realized that I missed the whole concept of picking up a game, looking at the artwork, reading the description, deciding to take it home, and then opening up the case and putting it into an actual physical video game console. Well, as I quickly learned from walking around this convention, Super Nintendo games, and even some NES games, they carry a hefty price tag. I had heard rumors about the Nintendo tax that's out there. Well, that was on full display here. But what was also on full display were stacks and stacks of Sega Genesis games. Many of them complete in box, and from what I could tell, on average, for significantly lower prices. And that got me thinking. I've got this old Sega Genesis laying around that I had picked up previously. I'd never even hooked it up other than just to confirm that it powered on. And I just wasn't doing anything with it. And that's how we arrived here, the beginning of my Sega Genesis journey. And I'm going to bring you all along on this journey because I'm excited. I think this is going to be a lot of fun. I've never played Sega Genesis outside of, full disclaimer here, a couple of times at a friend's house back in 5th grade, and we only played Mortal Kombat. And then of course, a couple of times on like store kiosks, like, the store demo units that they had at Target or Venture, a couple of times there. And then I did play the original Sonic the Hedgehog a couple of times, but it was a port on my Nintendo DS, and I never really got the hang of it, and I kind of just gave up and never came back to it. But I've never owned a Sega Genesis or any games until now. And so this series is going to involve me putting the game in, playing it for the very first time, without even looking at a playthrough on YouTube or anything like that. So I go into it mostly blind, because that's how we did it as kids. And I'll share my honest reactions and my honest thoughts about each game, and we'll just kind of work our way through. Now I have a few games here that I've started the collection with. Nothing too crazy, but some of the essentials. Some of the titles that you hear about over and over when people talk about Sega Genesis. So I'll start by giving you a quick little tour of my Sega shelf, or my Sega cart in this case. And then we're just going to play. Each video will likely be centered around one specific game, with the exception of today, for this first one, because I feel like you can't start your Sega Genesis journey from the very beginning, from the ground up, without playing the original Sonic the Hedgehog, right? I mean, it was the pack-in game that came with the system, so I'm going to give that one a shot. You'll see me stumble and fumble my way through that for a few minutes, but then I want to try out Altered Beast for the very first time ever. So are you with me as we embark upon this new adventure in retro video gaming? Come hang out. Okay everyone, before we get started with our actual gameplay, as promised, I want to show you just like the little start to my, the very beginning stages of my Sega collection here. And I'm using this cart that I used to use to hold my upcoming books that I wanted to read next, and I've just had to file those back to the shelf. You know, still easily accessible, but I figured this would be a better use for the cart in this spot right next to the CRT. It just works. You got the console on top along with the controller. I've got a couple little figures from Streets of Rage and Altered Beast, which I thought looked cool right there. And then we've got the start to the game collection. These are the ones that I have that are boxed. I think most of these have their manuals too, but like I already told you about Altered Beast, we've got John Madden Football 92, because I do like sports games, especially from this era. I think they're a lot of fun. The first Sonic, there's a Tiny Toons game that I'm excited to check out. I've heard that those are fun. Madden 94, I believe is what that one is. Then we've got Aladdin, which I've shown you before. That's the sequel to Echo the Dolphin, I believe. I don't have the first one. I need to track down that first one so I can play it first, probably. But and then Lion King. And then moving over here to the loose cartridges, because, you know, my original intent was to get them all boxed if I could. But some of these games are just so inexpensive if you're okay having them loose. And when I found this cool little 3D printed display on Etsy, I was like, okay, I don't mind having a few loose cartridges to help fill out the collection as we go along here. Let's see, we've got Golden Axe, which I've heard is awesome. RBI Baseball 93, X-Men. You guys know I love X-Men. Then we've got a couple of sports games, a tennis game, and NHL 94. Now, I had NHL 94 on Super Nintendo, and it's probably my most played sports game ever. I'm curious to see how it compares on Genesis. I bet it's probably just as good, maybe even a little bit better. We'll find out. But yeah, just kind of wanted to show you guys where I'm starting, what I'm working with to begin here. Yeah, a fun little retro gaming station right here. You know, I'm excited with the physical cartridges and having some media to collect as I go along on this journey. So all of that said, let's go ahead and get started. Okay guys, here we are. We're ready to go. We got our controller. We got our first game, the original. Let's give this a shot. Now bear with me. I'm not familiar with how to play Sonic. I'm gonna do my best, but we're at least gonna start it up and see how it goes. Sound like real voices there on the intro. Hope volume's okay. Let's see what we could do here. Oh, I guess I didn't press start. Let's try this again. Love that opening graphic. I feel like that's pretty iconic. All right. And you're supposed to... Here's the thing with Sonic. I've heard people say that you're not supposed to play it like you would Mario, where you like carefully, we're off to a great start, where you like meticulously and carefully go through and get everything. I've heard that that's not really what you're supposed to do on Sonic. Sonic is more about speed, right? Like, not like haphazardly or anything, but, and if you press down, I guess he rolls. It's also my understanding that we're going to get some additional functionality when we get to Sonic 2. Well, that was a fail. Let's try that again. When we get to Sonic 2, we get like a spin dash or something like that. Let's see if we can get through this loop. There we go. I do love the speed. Pretty cool. But you can see how if you didn't play this as a kid, how it could be a little bit difficult to get the hang of, right? Like it's not like Mario, and if that's what you started with, then this is a little bit of an adjustment for you, but still fun. Like I said, I love the speed. Oh, what am I doing here? Oh, I guess I got a bonus level. Whoa, what am I? This is making me dizzy. What on earth? Okay. I don't know. I don't think that's very good, that score, but that's all right. But yeah, I love the music. The animations are cool. So we got Green Hills Zone 2. This is probably about as far as I ever made it on the Nintendo DS version before I gave up. Oh. Oh, now I'm even faster? Oh. And I'm guessing the rings don't... Whoa. We're like super speed right now. But yeah, no, I'm guessing that the rings don't matter as much... Whoa. As I think they do. As long as you have one, right? You're not going to die. Is that kind of how it works? Guys, I'm such a Sonic noob, and that's okay. But I can tell this is a great game, and I think they only get better, right, with the sequels. You know, at Retropalooza, I was going to grab Sonic 2, but I said, okay, if it's still at the table when I go back, because they had it for $10, I think, complete in box. I was like, if it's still there, when I go back, I'll get it. And of course, it wasn't there. It was gone. Okay, yeah, so I had no rings. Now I have at least a few. So if I make a mistake, which I will, at least I won't... Whoa, what on earth? Reverse. I feel like it's not... Oh, no. Whenever I slam on my brakes like that, I feel like I'm doing something I'm not supposed to do. Okay, so I have one ring. One ring to rule them all. There we go. You guys are probably... Anybody who's familiar with this game is probably looking at me like, what are you doing, dude? But that's going to be part of the fun of this, right? I could fly through some Super Mario World. But this is going to be a learning experience. Didn't quite make it. Nice try, Sonic. There we go. Oh man, you know, I've always considered myself to have pretty good hand-eye coordination, but this I feel like is going to test my reflexes. And maybe that's the entire point, is you just get really... You memorize this stuff, or you get really good at knowing when to press the button and when to just run. I'm obviously well on my way to doing neither right now. And here's a question for you. Were our reflexes for this type of stuff better when we were younger than it is now? Probably not. I don't know. They say your reflexes, you know, like as a driver out on the roads, I think, oh no, I think they slow down a little bit as you become, you know, advanced in age. At 44 years old, I hope that that's not happening yet, but as I sit here and play Sonic the Hedgehog, I feel like I don't have very good reflexes. And that's it, game over. That's okay though. We're going to get better. I'm going to try this. I can tell that this is going to be a fun game if I just stick with it. And yeah, I mean, it's a classic for a reason. Sonic became the Sega mascot for a reason, right? Like, he's their Mario. You know, the music is awesome, I've got to say. Now, if I sit here and watch this, will it give me some hints on what I should be doing if I just let the little computer demo play? You know, he's not going fast. Maybe it's because of the level. You can't really go fast on this level. You know, and which developer was it their job to sit here and play the demo and they record it and build it into the game? That's the job I would have wanted. Yeah, so I guess we don't have any of the other, like, side characters yet. I I guess they come in later games. Tails and Knuckles and the gang. Yeah, but anyway, not too bad for my first time playing this Sega Genesis with Sonic, I guess. I got through one level at least, so let's power it off for a minute, and I'm going to switch out the game, and I'm really excited. Let's try out some Altered Beast. I'm excited for that one. Okay, everyone, ready for the second game of today's video. We've got none other than Altered Beast. I've heard nothing but good things about this. I know there's nothing fancy, I don't think, but it is considered like one of the essential early games on the Genesis. And I know that it was an arcade game as well. Can't tell you if I ever played it in the arcade. I don't remember. I have no memory of this game at all. So this is going to be a completely new reaction. So I'm excited. Let's get started. All right, looks like we got some almost like hieroglyphics looking graphics here. Okay, yeah, okay. Very cool. Let me turn this up just a tad. Okay, so I can kind of see what we're going to get here, like a side-scrolling. You know, this would have been perfect if I could have worked this in to the Halloween content. It's definitely giving those Halloween vibes. Okay, so you punch. Oh, I knocked his head off? What is this? Kick or jump? Oh. Okay, so this is kick. You can kick them in the shin and their head still falls off. This is jump. This is punch. Okay. Oof, I'm not doing very well. I just punched that thing into a bunch of little pieces, though. So kind of like beat 'em up, side-scrolling, power up. Did I just get a little bit more muscular? Oh. I did. I got more muscular. Oh, this guy's in trouble now. Oh. Dang, that sounded painful. Let's get a little bit more volume here. I'm trying to find a good balance between hearing the game and hearing me talk. So these first couple of Sega videos that we do, I'm going to have to do some trial and error to get it just right. So just bear with me and come along for the ride. Maybe you guys can hear that a little bit better now. So I'm gathering that you have to get good with which attacks are going to be good for low and which attacks are going to be good for high. Is that about right? Just kick that guy in the shin. Whoa. That was cool. Whoa. Oh, he's kicking butt now. Now that he's a werewolf. Oh, I can... That sounded like Palpatine. How cool is this boss? Oh, I'm doing horribly. So if I stay in between these, Oh, man. We got to go again. We definitely have to go again. That was so cool. Yeah, I'm going to be playing this one, guys. I can already tell. Can't really read that. Something about the grave and rescue. Why is it so satisfying punching these things' heads off? Does that make me weird? Power up. Here we go. That is satisfying. Oh, not so much that. So as you power up, some of these guys, it only takes one hit when it might have taken two before. Here we go again. Looking like Arnold Schwarzenegger now. Yeah, I apologize that I'm so terrible at this, but I will get better, I can tell, because I'm going to be playing this one. All right, let's see what this guy has for me. So I think if I can stay in between the falling pieces, or am I supposed to, like, take them out too? Obviously not that. Those things are hard to avoid. Just gotta find your rhythm. Yes! Let's go. Also, what did he do? He took my powers, so now I'm just a regular dude again. Is that what happens at the end of each level? Yeah, this would have been perfect for the Halloween content last month. Oh, tricked me. You jump high? Yep. I still kicked him in his gelatinous face. Power up. This reminds me of like a cross between like Final Fight and Ghosts and Goblins or something like that, which is a good thing. All right, who we got here? This looks a little bit like Palpatine too with the lightning. Well, that's not fair. He hit me. Power up. Oh, we're something different now. Whoa, we're a dragon. Okay. A laser shooting dragon? Are you kidding me? Guys, this is epic. This is right up my alley. I can tell you right now. I'm guessing as we go through the game, we get to be all kinds of different beasts. I kind of get it now. This is going to be fun. I was having a good time with Sonic, but this one's definitely more my speed. No pun intended. Can I shock this guy in the head? No? Welcome to your doom. Whoa! Bunch of eyeball? Whoa! Can I shock him? I guess not. Ah, bummer. Game over. So do I get to continue from right there, or do I have to start over? That's the question. I have to start over, huh? Unless I missed something. That's okay. It's fun enough. We're going to go one more round, okay? One more round, guys. Let's punch some guys in the head. Oh, I hit him. You know, the button layout is still throwing me a little bit. I've got this 3-button controller, which I know is probably not the ideal one. But the jump being all the way over to the right throws me off a little bit. I'll get used to it, though. Power up. What a cool premise for a game, though. Just trying to get a feel for the buttons here. With little to no success. Music's catchy. Got Castlevania vibes. Nope, nope, nope. Give me that. The power up got away. That's not cool. I needed that. I'm doing much more poorly this time. Yeah, I'm about to die. How sad. Wait, so is this different? This seems different. Am I just remembering wrong? Finally. You know, I bet that blew kids' minds. Back, what was this, 1989, 1990, something like that? Loving this move that this werewolf has. Super fun. Taking out 2 guys at once. Let's go. Did we have voices like that on Super Nintendo? I don't remember that. Okay. Okay, let me get my bearings here. Light this guy up. Got him. So cool. Honestly. What's not cool is that he takes my power for the next level. Some dark looking stuff right here. I'll be honest with you. Alright. These little gelatinous guys are back, so I'm going to kick him. You know, like mini games of this era, I can already tell I've got to get better with my timing. Oh my gosh, he's on my head? You just have to get the patterns down of these enemies. Be mindful of your timing, which type of attack you want to use. Power up. Now we're Schwarzenegger again. And now we're the dragon, which is my favorite so far. And I immediately died. Well, it was fun while it lasted. All right, guys, I'm going to practice some more so that this isn't quite so pathetic. But yeah, really cool game. I'm going to, like I said, as much as I enjoyed Sonic, I can tell that I'm going to be playing this one quite a bit over the next few days and upcoming weeks. So yeah, and once I get good at this, hopefully, or at least serviceable, we'll come back to it and maybe do another check-in so we can see some more levels. But this was meant to be a first-time initial reaction, and that's kind of what you got. So for the next episode, we'll pick another game from the cart there, and we'll do it all over again. And there we are. So I appreciate you all, as always, for hanging out with me here in the den today. I feel like I'm quickly becoming a Sega fan. And as a lifelong Nintendo guy, I can tell that I'm going to like some of these games just as much, probably. But if you had fun today, consider subscribing so you don't miss out on upcoming episodes. But for now, and as always, relax, enjoy life, and be kind. We'll see you in the next one.